Welcome to Hot Topics in International Trade, brought to you by Braumiller Law Group and Braumiller Consulting Group.
Hi, this is Bob Brewer with Braumiller Law Group and Braumiller Consulting Group. Welcome to the podcast. With me today, you may recall, Brendita Cordova. You remember her? Brendita was doing my, basically for a while, you were doing my little, Instagrams, you're doing my TikToks and stuff like that. We put that on the back burner because you're a college girl, just about to get out of school, right?
Yeah.
When are you getting out?
Well, I actually get out of school on May of next year.
May of next year?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's going to follow in Mom's footsteps and become part of the Braumiller Law Group Mexico Legal Counsel. Are you? Is that where we're going?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to try and
See
if I can, if I can be like on her level.
Oh,
because,
it takes years of experience.
Yeah.
You can put that under your belt in no time. But, it's interesting because you and I last podcast, we talked about how things kind of were oriented with classes and stuff at the university.
Yeah.
You, though, have gone so far beyond what the university offers and have kind of paved your own way. Tell me a little bit about that with the Mexican government, how you've been working with them.
Oh, yeah. I actually did like my internship with the Mexican Tax Legal Service.
Okay.
Yeah, I was there for like 6 months. And then I was like on the legal department. I got to see like how they handle like legal matters related to tax and like, how do you say, like crimes?
Okay, crimes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like
looking for money.
Yeah.
Well, I just see as a thing. Everybody says there's so much corruption in Mexico. How do we get a handle on all of this? And this is just another way. Because your mom and I had chatted about some things that the Mexican government's doing with reform and all that. Mm-hmm. But you also now Brendita's also done an internship here with me. Oh, God help you. How'd that go? Between the two, you've kind of gotten the perspective, I guess, of kind of both sides of the desk. What have you seen? Anything between with how customs here in the U.S. handles things, how customs in Mexico's handling things? Because your mom and I Mexico's catching up. Do you find that internally?
Well, yeah, I actually got to see like how the authority like manages to, how it manages to like do their, how do you say, like their audits and everything.
Okay.
Like they aim to gather more money from people. And
that's the bottom line.
Yeah, I mean, as if you saw like my mom podcast, you can see like how they are.
I was there in your mom's podcast asking the questions, absolutely. But yeah, Mexico's always been going after the money. It just seems like right now they're becoming like CBP in the U.S.
Yeah.
They are cracking down. And maybe that, I don't know, is that the case? Because what if the Supreme Court in the United States decides, this is way out there, that the IEEPA tariffs are in fact illegal? There's a lot of money to be returned in that case. Now, wow, we better crack down and collect as much as we possibly can in case we got to dole this out at some point. Now that's going to come down. No idea. But Mexico, it's like welcome to 2025 in a way. You found that internally, that a lot of these steps that they're taking in the process have just come up to where we are standard-wise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, from what I saw, like they're trying to collect as much as they can.
Yep.
And I'm actually doing like my thesis project to graduate college. And it's like directed to that subject, like see how the Mexican government is implementing new reforms and like updates on the law to try and gather as much money as they can from the taxpayers.
Right.
So they are like being more strict on the audits that they do to the companies and everything. And like from my experience that I saw, like they do like they have like I don't know how to say it. Like they do like internal audits inside the authority to see like which state collects more money, like which...
It's a competition?
I mean, it's kind of a competition.
Really?
Yeah, like see, like which office, like from which states wins more cases against the taxpayer.
It's a bonus?
Yeah, so they're like... no, there's not a bonus, but it's like... I mean, if they don't win as much cases as they can, like they are kind of being punished or they have to work more.
They get punished?
Not exactly punished, but like it's like they point that out. Like you are losing money, you are not making me win as much money as you can.
cracking down on collecting.
Yeah.
That's kind of amazing. I mean, but from your perspective as an up and coming college grad, you see hitting the ground running there more than with the Mexico Legal Counsel. I'm just kind of seeing where you're going to land here. What do you think? You really enjoyed that, sounds like.
I mean, I think that is very interesting to work with the authority. I mean, because you see like how they think, how they solve the matters. And I mean, I wouldn't like to work in the authority like my whole life. I mean, I will prefer to obviously work with the Mexican Legal Counsel.
Yes.
Because I mean, but I feel like as someone who work with the authority, you get to interpret like their actions. Okay. So once you are working on the private sector, you can like respond to their actions more easily, like based on a different knowledge or perspective that you have gathered before.
Yeah. Well, you've been helping Mom out a lot on these IMEX, right? Because you learned a lot about how this comes together, what things are needed. I mean, I see a place for you there with us. That IMEX is huge. Where did we did a spreadsheet. Brendita was doing a spreadsheet for me. How many IMEX were there? Like 6,555, crazy number.
Yeah, I mean, it's like around like 6,000, and it's like updating like every day, like they're adding or they are like
knocking them out.
Programs.
See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
See, based on what you're telling me, I'm thinking they're going to go through this list, and it's just like franchises knocking out the less profitable ones. So you have your ducks in a row, because if we're not collecting from you, we're going to make room for somebody who we think we can. So you're going to lose your IMEX as a result of that. And now it doesn't necessarily have to be compliance. It can just be that we're not collecting from you for some reason, or
no. I mean, it's more about compliance. Yes. I mean, inside of that compliance, you do need to like generate certain amount of money that you have to export.
Okay.
But still, like also for my thesis, like the research that I've been doing, like they are being more strict on the compliance. Like they have to be like online, like all of their documents.
Oh yeah, value manifest. We talked about that in your mom's podcast. All that stuff has to be, everything's lined out now. So they're actually looking more stringently for people who aren't abiding by these reforms.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, because the way I look at it, and on top of that too, with the IMEX in general, your mom and Francisco are experts on putting those together. Do you know how long is it taking now to get an IMEX? Is that kind of getting crazy? Is that like a year? Is that 2 years now? Based on all this being more stringent, are they trying to put in the brakes on? Yeah,
I mean, actually, like, according with the law, the process is supposed to be like not so long. I mean, I believe that it's supposed to take months, but in reality, like the authority is like taking much longer to grant the programs. And
what are you finding? How many months really in general now are you finding that it's a thing to put together?
Like almost like 12 months.
12 months?
Or even up to years, like maybe 1 year or two. Yeah.
That's the thing I don't get. I mean, we need more revenue. Why wouldn't Shane Baum and the board sit and think, look, let's add more revenue to this. Let's get some more IMEX into this. Why wouldn't they pump up the volume there?
Yeah, actually, like from what I've been investigating, like since the IMEX is more aimed to like export, they are trying to boost like the internal market, like the national market. Like there's actually like this plan that is called Made in Mexico. Okay. So she wants to move the production like into Mexico, because Mexico was known to like be like this place where you can like build and then export at like cheap like labor cost.
Right.
But they are trying to change that perspective and like to let people know that if it's made in Mexico, it has good quality. It was made by Mexican hands.
Yeah.
Like
sounds like China. I wrote an article a couple of years ago. It was called Dual Circulation Policy, where China was actually wanting to tap into this middle market. Think about it. There's like 400 million people. They're finding that incredibly hard to do right now. And then there was a while I wrote an article for a while, and then Shane Baum put the kaboom on this, but BYD was going to move into Mexico.
Yeah.
And that was a big market for BYD. And she said, oh, no, we're going to slap a tariff on all these. You know, I mean, what's going on there? I mean, where is she coming from, do you think, these days?
Well, I mean, as as I mentioned, like she's trying to protect like the internal market.
Right.
Like she wants like she does not want Mexico to be seen as a place that where they can do like cheap things and like use cheap labor costs. Like
Right.
she wants to protect the national economy. I feel like everything that she's doing is to protect the national economy, but maybe like the measures that she's taking, they like are not being like on a
Okay.
on a
Well, you
normal
live there.
level.
How do you feel the economy in Mexico is doing right now?
I don't know, like without being too political, I feel like
It's okay. I mean, you don't go into the grocery store and see empty shelves. There's nothing.
no, I mean no, nothing like that. I mean, like obviously as every country, like things are maybe becoming more expensive, but
Okay. A little bit of inflation going on, maybe?
yeah, but like not something like that, like as you said, like empty shelves and everything. Like no, nothing
okay.
like that.
So Mexico's doing all right, economically speaking. I mean, I'm a fan of Shane Baum. I'll say that politically. I think that, I look at how she's going to deal with Trump, obviously, because that's where the big picture is right now, is with the administration and things that we get dealt with on a daily basis here. You kind of see Mexico following suit. Well, look what they're doing. We need a little bit more of that. We need to start cracking down. We need more compliance.
Yeah.
Coming from where I was mentioning with your mom, they were writing stuff down on a napkin, and now it's going in electronically, and all that should have happened years ago.
Yeah.
So, but I'm happy to hear that you're going to stick with us in the Mexico legal department here with Braumiller Law Group.
Yeah.
Smart young lady, by the way. I mean, Brendita, I've watched you now over the years because I think I knew you when you were just a little babe. Well, think about it. I've been around Braumiller for 22 years now. So I knew you when you were just the little kid.
Yeah, I'm 21, so
I knew you when you were 1 year in diapers running around a wedding, I think, down there somewhere in Mexico. Oh, that's my daughter. Oh, she's just so cute. Never knowing that you'd be sitting here with me one day. Uncle Bobby or whatever, Well, that's great. So I welcome that, obviously. There's a lot to do. A lot to do. And we're going to move forward with a lot of these things where we're helping people get into the IMEX. Hopefully, that'll become much more expedited, honestly, because it's a big thing as far as collecting for Mexico. So if Shane Baum was sitting across me right now and say, hey, come on, let's get going on this. This 1 year to 2 years to get these things in line. If you have to, pick the right companies. Let's work with them. Let's expedite. Let them know where we are right now on everything that we want with compliance. I mean, heck, if they're coming from the U.S., they already know that. We just want to hear too. So it's nothing new, no new ball game, and let's go. So if she's watching, which I doubt she is, I've got my Mexico legal counsel who's ready to help. All right, I like to keep these to around 15 minutes. Brendita, I really appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and everybody, again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, or whatever the heck you're celebrating out there. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.